All right, so some days we have extra milk and Kevin gives the milk to the chickens. But lately, we've been noticing that it goes away really fast. And one day we turned around and we saw this. Are you drinking the milk that's meant for the chickens? Huh? Is that good? Oh my gosh. She's just guzzling it down. Look at that. Tilly. Now she's wiping it off on the wall. Hiding all the evidence. Now there's a few things you need to know about goats. First of all, they stop drinking milk at about 12 weeks old. The second is they don't usually like the taste of other goats' milk, like besides their mother. So when we saw Tilly drinking the milk, that was pretty unusual for a goat.
Tilly, we drink the milk. You don't drink the milk.
Tilly still thinks that she's a baby, so she's just a baby, Lydia. All right, guys, so we think that Tilly is pretty much the only goat that knows her name.
Yeah, when we first got her, she was totally name trained. She would respond.
Okay, you say the name and I'll zoom on her and we'll see if she...
Tilly! Okay, well, she's
well,
rubbing.
she's rubbing. She's rubbing.
Hold on.
Wait for it.
Tilly!
Aww.
Look at you.
She does.
She's so sweet.
Okay, let's see if she does it one more time.
Tilly! Come here, Tilly! She's like, no.
She's like, no. Tilly! You want some? I don't think they like me very much. Well, Ethan's pigeons don't love me as much as they love him, so I've been trying to coax them, but it's not working very good. I don't know, they just love him more. But yes, sadly he could not take them to college. You can't have pigeons in college, unfortunately. So that leaves me and Kevin, which is fine. We just give them food and water, check up on them, and so far they haven't sat on any eggs either. They're just chilling, so we'll see if anything happens. And when Ethan comes down to visit, I'm sure he'll check on the pigeons first. We did make a few changes to the pen. We took out the mirror. They weren't becoming obsessed with it yet, but we didn't want them to, so we decided, well, we'll take it out for now. We'll see how they do first. We want them to really successfully breed and then raise up some pigeons first before we move on to like another step. So we're gonna take our time with that. And we also moved the nesting box all the way to the bottom floor because we realized, yeah, if they hatch out a baby, that baby's probably gonna wander on out one of the days and fall down. So we put that down below, and that's pretty much it. Hopefully they breed soon and start to sit on some eggs. I don't know, we'll see. It's a delivery at the Pine Cone Lodge, guys.
Okay, they have enough pine cones, but they need more pine branches.
Pine needles, they love them.
Are we just bribing them to stay back here? Is that what's going on?
A little.
Luna, you get the high ones. Willow, you get the low ones.
Oh, she's going potty. This is like Uber Eats
Yeah,
for goats.
I deliver.
Guys, this is the branch that we gave them a couple days ago. Look at how much they've eaten that. They love pine cones. They love pine trees, pine needles. Well, if you haven't noticed by now, the reason why we haven't been working in the garden is because we decided this year to take the summer months off. July and August are our hottest months, and I always struggle to grow anything during that time, and I decided, you know what? I'm not gonna fight nature. I'm gonna take a break. And so while we can grow year-round in Arizona, I decided maybe we shouldn't grow in the extreme heat. Kevin and I have plans in September to do a big overhaul of the garden and gear up for all of the winter and spring veggies, and it has been really nice to enjoy a break from the garden. The good thing is we do have fruit trees that do really well in the summer, so I guess that's our bonus. We get to enjoy grapes and figs and peaches and plums and all of that during the summer. We just don't have to garden. But I do have one huge rosemary plant. This is my girl. She stayed with us throughout the entire year, even in the summer. So that's what I'm gonna grow every summer is rosemary. Since this is our off season in the garden, I don't have much I'm harvesting today, but I still love to cook from scratch. I saw a recipe for whole wheat naan, and nothing goes better with naan than a curry, so that's what we're making tonight. You always know your dough has really good ratios when it's a little bit crumbly at first. Years ago, as a new baker, I would have added water to this, but now I know all it takes is a little bit of time and a little bit of work, and then it comes together beautifully. I really used to hate the curry flavor until I tried a few authentic recipes, and then I realized, it was just the American kind of curry that I didn't like. So tonight we're going to obviously saute our onions and then add a bunch of spices like garam masala, a little bit of cumin, some regular curry powder, garlic, and then for the heart of this dish, we've got chickpeas, tomatoes, chicken, and then of course, coconut milk to make it nice and creamy. We absolutely loved this naan recipe. It was so good. And they're honestly easier than tortillas. You just roll them out, cook them up, and then add just a little butter on top. This is such a comforting meal, having fresh rice, a warm curry, some cilantro, and then the fresh buttery naan. Oh my gosh, I've got to make curries more often. I'll put the link to the recipes in the description below, and you guys can try it out and let me know what you think. Oh my gosh, this is not where you're supposed to nest. Get out of here.
Is that Karen?
Yeah, Lydia, that's Karen.
So, first she went white, and now she's brown?
You're right, she was
What?
Yeah.
Has she been dyeing her feathers?
She was black and then white, and now she's like a brown, a little bit of green.
So weird.
This is your favorite thing in the whole world. Should we go this way?
One. They clench, they close it. Two.
You're heavy goat. I can't hold you up this long.
3, 4. One more.
Okay.
Good job, Raven. That wasn't so bad, huh?
Yeah.
Alright guys, we're gonna do a fecal. Hello and welcome to my lab. Now I'm gonna link to a whole tutorial on how to do this. So I'm not gonna go through it in that much detail, but you'll get to see a little bit of stuff that goes on. So basically I mix a flotation solution with the feces. And I mix that together, then I strain it, then I do a little more mixing, and then draw it up with a syringe and put it into this special McMaster slide. Then I move it over to the microscope and wait a few minutes, and all of the eggs should float to the top, and we're gonna start counting, see if we can see anything. I always keep right next to my microscope a little guide on my phone so I can make sure and recognize the different types of worms or parasites that goats can have. We'll see in just a minute if Raven has tapeworm or if we got rid of it. It's really cool because when you start out, you just see the fibers of like alfalfa in their poop. And then as you keep magnifying down, you'll get past the bigger fibers, the smaller fibers, and then you'll get all the way down to where we can see actual microorganisms. So now I just have to go through and search all throughout the lines of the slide and just keep account of what I see. Okay, so we look really good. I saw one tapeworm, but it was like broken in half, so I think that we're good with Raven. The tricky thing though when you're doing fecals is you're never gonna get a completely clear fecal. You're always gonna see a few coccidia or a few little parasites. In fact, it's sort of a myth that parasite resistant animals, like animals that are genetically better to be resistant to parasites, that they don't have any parasites. They still have parasites. They have just developed a better immune response to them, and so that's what you're going for when it comes to goats. So I think this is the best situation that I can hope for. I saw a few little parasites, but not the tapeworm, and we're just gonna keep watching her. I think that Raven's doing really good. And yes, it is really gross, but I actually think it's really interesting too. So it's definitely something that goat owners I think should at least dive into once, because it is, it's really interesting. Alright guys, thanks so much for joining us in today's video. If you want to watch some other Tilly antics, including the time that she broke her leg, go ahead and click here.